And welcome back to Community Conversations. We have a great program for you today. We're going to be talking about the Friends program's Friends-a-Palooza event happening July 30th over at Keach Park. And we have a couple members of the Friends program team joining us on the show today. So I'd like to welcome Lily Wellington, who is the Director of Volunteer Programs at the Friends program, and Laura Miller, you are the event chair, which I know from chairing events that there's a lot that goes into that work as well. And so thank you both for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So before we get into the event, I like to start with reminding folks about the organization that is hosting this event. So the Friends program, if you've been around Concord for a long time, provides amazing services, has sort of 4 branches of operations. But let's start with, we were talking about mission statements before we started recording. Tell us just sort of in general, just what is the purpose and mission of the Friends program here in Concord?
Sure. As you pointed out, the Friends program has been around since 1975, and we have recently adjusted our mission, and it is to build positive connections and solutions for at-risk youth, families, and seniors. So at the heart of this, we really want to make sure that we're providing services for the individuals in our community that need it the most. So we do that by providing emergency family housing that's right in Concord. Most people don't know that Concord has its own family shelter. We're able to house up to 8 families at a time. And we do this in a way that assists them with finding long-term housing and helps them to set some goals to get back up on their feet. We also have a youth mentoring program that specializes in recruiting and supporting volunteer mentors who can provide supportive mentoring services to youth that need it the most. So we currently serve youth who are ages 6 through 17, and that is throughout Merrimack County.
Okay. Yeah.
And we have 2 senior volunteer programs.
Yeah.
Which we're really excited about. The Foster Grandparent program, which again, most people haven't heard about.
Right.
But that is senior volunteers who are paid a tax-free federal stipend to volunteer in classrooms, daycares, preschools, and they form really lasting connections with students who need them the most. Yeah, and then we have our Retired and Senior Volunteer program, which is condensed to RSVP.
Yeah, easy to remember.
Easy to remember. And that is a volunteer program that operates in Merrimack County, Rockingham, and parts of Belknap and Stratford County.
Okay.
And with that program, we have perhaps the most flexibility, and what we're looking to do is to understand what are the needs in each individual community and how can we best use a volunteer to solve those complex problems. So things like free senior exercise classes. We operate 13 in the Merrimack County area. We offer another 15 in the Rockingham area. They're all volunteer-led. They're aimed at improving strength, flexibility, improving social connection.
It's important.
Yeah, especially now. COVID has created a real need for both moving our bodies again and reconnecting socially. A lot of people live very isolated lives.
Yeah.
So we're invested in making sure that seniors are able to remain at home for as long as possible, as healthy as possible.
Right.
So we recruit volunteers who are also involved in driving, medical transportation. They assist with staffing food pantries. Really any urgent community need aligns with a lot of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. So to summarize there, we have emergency housing, youth mentoring, foster grandparent, and the RSVP program as well.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, but that is so much that you guys are doing, and as you mentioned, providing those services to parts of our community who need it the most.
Yes.
So overall, I mean, we don't, we had a pandemic, an ongoing pandemic that we're all kind of learning as we go. People are isolated. It's a social emotional crisis. It's a physical crisis, a health crisis, both mental and physical health. Have you found, just on the volunteerism side, that in the way that you work with volunteers and manage volunteers, has that changed, or has some of it stayed the same? How has it evolved?
Yeah, I think it's ever evolving, right? So I talk a lot about meeting the moment, and the last 2 to 3 years have really called on us to be quite flexible. Yeah. What used to be almost exclusively in-person volunteering, exclusively face-to-face, had to pivot. It had to shift. And so in a lot of ways, we were able to pivot some of our exercise classes, for instance, to Zoom classes. Not the same, but it kept people active. In the same way, we were able to look at people who really were facing some pretty crushing social isolation. For individuals, for instance, who perhaps the only time they saw someone else was at a congregate meal. They would go to their community center as a senior, they would sit down, they looked forward to it. And in one day that went away for a significant period of time. And so we looked at, okay, these are individuals who need nutrition, they're lonely, how can we help? And so we developed a telephone reassurance program where we asked our volunteers, can you help? Can you call people? And we were astounded at the number of people who said, I want to help. I want to help. And have wanted to help long term. It wasn't just sort of a little blip.
That it was
yes.
maintained consistent.
Yes. Yep. And I would say that we don't have perhaps the same number of volunteers that we had 2-3 years ago, which is, I think, a natural course given the last set of years. But the volunteers that we have are incredibly thankful, which blows me away. They'll say things like, thank you for giving us this opportunity. And you just sort of, you can't wrap your head around someone who's given the gift of their time, their heart, their social interaction. They've been a lifeline for people in this community, and they're thankful for it. That's the heart of a volunteer, and that's what I think powers our agency. We're small, but we're big because of our volunteers. Yeah,
small but mighty. I hear that from a lot of nonprofits.
So true.
And you said meet the moment. I mean, that sums up, I haven't heard anyone quite put it that way, but I'm going to steal that line. Meet the moment, because you guys absolutely did. And nonprofits that serve our greater Concord community all had to do that. Find our own way of meeting the moment to suit the needs and carry on our organizational missions.
Absolutely. The metaphor I use a lot is we're in a boat. It's our job to catch the wind, right? We can't change the sea. The sea is here.
You just have all these lines.
Pivot the sail. We can pivot the sail and we can catch the wind. And some days the sea isn't going to be kind and the wind is not, at your back. But if you're ready and you know that you have people around you that are ready to pivot that sail, change the sail, then you can adjust your course. That's
so true. Now, where is Friends program headquartered now? I know there was a location change a few years ago.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're up on 130 Pembroke Road, which is different. We were at North State Street.
Right.
We really like that we have much more ample parking.
Better parking,
Great parking. We're very excited. We have an elevator, so we feel like we're very accessible. And we're also still in the heart of our community. A lot of the families and seniors that we serve live up off of Loudon Road. They're up in the Heights, and so we really enjoy that proximity.
Yeah, any opportunity we have to show love to our friends on the Heights in that part of Concord is important, because there's so much talk, and justifiably so, about downtown and about the downtown community, but there's a lot of important services and things need to be met over on that part of our city.
Absolutely, so we're happy to be up there.
That's awesome. Now, speaking of that part of Concord, basically right down the road from your new location is Keach Park, where the Friends-a-Palooza, is it first annual, Laura?
First annual Friends-a-Palooza.
But we'll be looking forward to seeing that for years to come, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So tell us about this event that is coming up on Saturday, July 30th.
Well, so 6 or 7 months ago, we were talking about the need to raise awareness about our youth programming, and that talking about how the needs of youth have changed just as much as for seniors. That the school is different now post or during COVID, and the volunteer levels have shifted and all that. So we wanted to do an event that would be both fun but also raise awareness for the services that we offer and encourage more people to get involved. So we decided to celebrate International Friendship Day, which is July 30th, and seemed just perfectly timed for an event for the Friends program. And we took a big leap of faith and called it Friends-a-Palooza. We're going to have to grow into that name a little bit, I'm sure.
I think we're up for the challenge.
But we're up for the challenge. So we rented Keach Park from the city, and we are ready to fill it with, at this count, I think we have 16 different activities that will be happening that day, and there'll be a combination of storytelling with some of our retired and foster grandparent volunteers. We're going to do a storytelling readathon during the whole 3-hour event. We have active games like cornhole and giant Jenga and giant bubbles and some.
Everyone loves bubbles,
right? Right.
Yeah.
And this actually, that's one of our nonprofit partners will be coming with the kind of bubbles that you can stand in.
Ooh.
So yeah, the really giant ones. So
Okay. Maybe we will be there. I'm sold. I'm sold. You got me.
come and play. Yes, kids of all ages, Josh, you are completely welcome.
I'm still a kid. Yeah.
Absolutely. So face painting, and we'll be making friendship bracelets, of course, and doing other crafts like making friendship cards that kids can send to other friends or to grown-ups in their lives and mentors. And just really fun. Everything is free with the small exception of we will have a food truck there that will have a cost, but everything else is free.
And I'm sure donations would be appreciated, but not a barrier to entry. Or
Exactly.
We wanted there to be no barrier. And so a family of 4 or 6 could come and have a fun afternoon. And we also will have some raffle prizes. So if the kids do an activity, they'll get a raffle ticket. So if you do all
participation,
16, participation will be rewarded by more raffle tickets, and then the kids can just put their ticket in whatever bucket they want to win.
Good.
And
having a free event is so important because entertainment over the summer for families, there are lots of options, but they're expensive. There's things. Traveling is expensive, more expensive now. Even staycations have gotten more expensive. So anything that's free and fun, it's a real service you're providing on that Saturday.
Yeah, and the kids can come and run around and just have a good time.
Yeah, you can walk right over to Keach Park, and there is a parking lot. There's parking at the community center as well. But it's walkable and it's a great location.
Yeah, we wanted to make it very easy for the families that live on the Heights to participate, but easy for everyone to come and just come for a half an hour, come for the whole 3 hours, and just have a good time.
Have fun.
Yeah. And I love the name Friends-a-Palooza. I just want to say that. I think it's great, easy to remember. So you said there's other nonprofits participating in the event?
So we reached out to some of our nonprofit partners, and it's a Saturday, and during the summer it's hard to get people to give up a Saturday afternoon. But at this point we have several folks coming over. We're hoping to get Liberty, the Concord PD dog, to come, and but that's still pending other things. They haven't been able to commit. But Merrimack Valley Child Care will be there, Hearts for Kindness will be there, the Catch program has signed up, lots of businesses are going to be involved.
Awesome. And that's the thing, our community rallies behind each other and for these different events, and we're just on the heels of market days. You guys are doing this in a perfect lull, I think, where not a ton of other things are happening, these kind of free or low-cost community events.
Right.
You've got this gap, right? The Multicultural Festival hasn't happened yet. Right. Market Days just happened, so this is actually a perfect timing. Did you guys look at the calendar and kind of, was there sort of strategy behind the timing of all this? Because I think a late July event, I love it. There's not really anything else like it.
Yeah, we looked at, weather should be great and hopefully not too hot, and but it's Friendship Day, so we'll try to always work it around that as a
That's right. It's International Friendship Day. Okay, perfect timing for that. So that's awesome. So that is happening July 30th at Keach Park, 2 to 5 p.m.
Correct.
Right? Is there anything else we missed about this event in particular that you wanted to highlight, or something that we didn't
probably should put a shout out to our sponsors, and they're all listed on the website, but Merrimack County Savings is our presenting sponsor.
Awesome.
And lots of businesses have gotten involved, so if people can check out the website, they can see all of that.
Yeah, gotta love the sponsors, the businesses that step up.
Well, that's what makes it
Yeah.
that we're able to do it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're amazing. So thank you to all those sponsors. Anything else before we wrap up? I think this has been really insightful. It's been great chatting with you guys, stealing your mottos and catchphrases. I'm a big fan. We'll have to have you back on so I can write more of those down. But just as a reminder for folks, we have the Friends-a-Palooza coming up Saturday, July 30th, 2 to 5 p.m. It's at Keach Park. It is a free event hosted by the Friends program. So a big shout out, Friends program, for putting on this great event. It's sometimes, it's not a fundraiser, it's a friends raiser, kind of, right? You can steal that one from me if you
I like that one.
There's going to be things like a giant Jenga, there's going to be storytelling, bubbles, face painting, friendship bracelets, nonprofit partners. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm convincing myself. You may see us there, we'll see.
Awesome.
So, because it's going to be a great time. And I'd like to thank Laura Miller and Lily Wellington for joining us on the show today. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a while since we did a community conversation, and I'm glad that we did it with our friends at Friends Program. So thanks both of you for being on the program with us today.
Thank you.
And until next time, this has been Community Conversations. I'm Concord TV Executive Director Josh Hardy, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks.